trying to cut out some of these old logging roads from 35 years ago. And they're in pretty rough shape. But man, we got a storm like 10 years ago, and it knocked down so many trees. There's trees everywhere. I've been cutting trees all morning out of this trail, but I didn't record any of it because I wasn't thinking. But let's get the show on the road. Here's what we're going to be using to work a little bit today. This is the Can Am Outlander. It's Gen 2 6x6. I call her Big 60. This big boulder was in the way of the trail, and I mean, you could get around it, but it was a nuisance. And it is a heavy girl. And I used a snatch block around this tree, and I got a winch on the front and back. Just kind of gently pulled her to the side, but yeah, she's a brute. About 26.5-inch intimidators on her all the way around. At first I didn't like them, if I'm honest with you. I thought that the bighorns done better, but run them kind of low and they do a lot better. Well, this all is dead. I'm using this little DeWalt. I just got this last week. It's the 60 volt, 14-inch. It's pretty bad at the bone. Does an amazing job. But as you can see, we still got a tree. We are going to see if I can pull that out of the way. It's a pretty girthy girl. That will be a test for Big 60 for sure. back up a little bit. See if we can pull this grill out of the way. That's a big old tree. Worked that winch pretty hard, I think. I'm certainly going to have to get a bigger battery for my DeWalt. And I have a 15 down there at the house, but guess what? It sucks. It just doesn't work. I thought it was my saw initially, and but it'll just run because I have the DeWalt with a 20-inch bar also. That they recommend the big 50. My saw stopped working, and I was like, oh my gosh, my saw it'll run for like a second. Zzz, zzz, zzz. So I was like, well, my saw doesn't work. I gotta get me a new saw. And I don't saw a lot. I got some gas saws. I got a Husky, but man, battery saws are so convenient when you're just four-wheeling, going camping or cutting trails or whatever. So I've got all three of the DeWalt saws. I've got the little 12-inch, which is fantastic for little bitty stuff. I love that saw. Then I got the 20-inch flex bolt, and because I had some big trees that I needed to get off my property, and I really liked it, man. It's a brute, but it didn't last very long. It's just going zzz, zzz, zzz. So I was like, man, I like this battery stuff. But I kind of looked around and found the 14-inch arborist saw, and usually you get what you pay for, and it's the most expensive one, which I wasn't real thrilled about, but it had great reviews. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna get this bad boy. Got it, and I'd already had a 6-amp flex bolt battery, so I knew that would run the saw. And the first thing I tried was the 15. Guess what? It wasn't the big battery. It wasn't the big saw at all. It was the 15-amp battery. It just won't, and it's fully charged, but it just won't, because it done the same thing in my 14-inch saw. Just zzz, zzz, zzz. Sucks. Pay $400 for a battery, you want it to work more than 14 times, right? Yeah, I can't really get around this. Probably can't even tell. I mean, it looks like I can get around it. It's a big tree. And that's the trail. I might walk it a little bit. It's an absolutely gorgeous day here in Kentucky. I mean, most of my videos are not geared toward riding, four-wheeling, which is kind of weird because it's my favorite pastime. That, camping, anything outside. I've been riding since I was about 4. Had everything from dirt bikes to racing four-wheelers. I got big 60 because I owned everything except something with 6 wheels. I mean, something a little different. I did do a pro race once. It's a hare scramble. Golly. It's fun. It was a nightmare. It was awesome. No, I didn't win. I showed up and big dummy me had a new chain. And this is about 99, I guess. And like the 400 EXs had just came out, and that was the big new thing. And I had a 1992 250X, so it wasn't even in the same league, but I didn't think that mattered. I thought my skill would compensate for the smaller motor. These guys pulled up on, you know, I pulled up in the, just had mine in the back of the truck. You know, the only requirements was to have racing boots and a helmet. These guys pulled up in $30,000 racing trailers. The race was about, can't get by that. These guys, you know, they were serious, man. This was my first pro race. The race itself was about a 4-hour long race. And it was muddy, it was rough. What we've got here. That is some big boy trees right there. My little 14-inch, I don't think is going to get through those. Man, that sucks. I'll come back. I'll come back and try it though. That's wild. Look at the way this tree looks bent. That's crazy. It ain't broken. It's just bent. Just bent a little bit. A little bit never hurt nothing. Wow. If I can get around them. The camera don't pick up on how steep that is. You ever seen those videos where people climb hills? They'll have the camera tilted like this. I don't know, man, it's crazy. I mean, there's just not a lot of content on the 6x6s. All in all, I've had a lot of, really like mine. Haven't done any mods. The only problem that I've had out of it is overheating. Man, it overheats. It's like something awful. Or it did. It just, I don't know. Seems to be an issue with Can Am, and I hope the Gen 3s have fixed that. A gorgeous day. Check it out. It's like 43 degrees out. It's about 9:30-ish in the morning. Well, I don't know, it could be later than that now. I've been up here for a while. I try to enjoy my days off work, but I try to be useful. This is an attempt, I guess, to stay in shape a little bit. I think everybody wants to have a purpose.